Welcome to From the Heart. I am Brian McKinsey on The Voice at Access Sacramento. I have had a great week today putting together this show for a local Northern California band here called Crystal Image. The leader of this band is John Covert, and I had a great interview with John this week, and I hope you guys will enjoy it too. This is a variety band from our area, and just a great sounding band. Play all over the world, play over 200 shows a year, and I hope you guys can just kick back and enjoy the tunes here. And I was thinking during my interview here, he said that they're more well-known overseas than they are here, and I kind of sticking with my theme of shop at home, and let's bring Crystal Image back to California and to the United States and get these guys back home. So I'm going to play my interview with John here, and then I will move into some of their music. So here goes my interview with John Covert. Well, today I'm going to be interviewing Crystal Image. The leader of the band is John Covert, and I do have John with me today. And how are you doing today, John?
Doing great, Brian. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah, I've been putting your show together here and been really enjoying your music. And how long have you guys been together there?
I formed the band Crystal Image in 1968.
Wow.
And outside of the Rolling Stones, we're probably one of the longest-running bands around. We started recording albums back in 1968 and actually got our first one taken by A&M Records, which is now with Warner Brothers, and had about 3 albums out in the 70s and about 27 singles, and to date we have around 27 albums out all over the world.
27, and I know when I was putting this show together, I was checking out your website, and it seems like you guys play a pretty wide array of music. You want to touch on that a little bit, on the range of music? I saw some Willie Nelson pictures in there.
Yeah, we actually we do several different things. We're not a one-trick pony. We're called a variety band, and even though our original music stems around blues, we also have original albums that are country. One of the newest one is called Country Folk, and that actually has the song that you and your wife like, which is called Still 21. And we have albums that are called vintage albums that has been bought by a label in Germany. And what's really amazing, Brian, it's kind of funny, as long as we started the band here in Lodi, California, and we've been playing around the Central Valley since 1968, and touring and opening up for headliners, headline acts, all that time, we're relatively unknown as a band here, but we're real famous over in Europe, especially in Germany. But so if I wanted to go back there and tour, we could probably pack some places. But I'm quite happy staying here with my wife, and doing that.
Yeah, that's cool. And you did bring up the song "Still 21," and my listeners here have known that Jolie and I have been married over 30 years, and I've talked about our relationship issues and all that, and our 30th anniversary cruise to Alaska, and I was sharing with John in prep for this interview that I think I have a new song for Jolene, and it is Still 21. Can you tell the listeners how you came up with that song and what that song means to you?
Absolutely. It's very near and dear to me. My aunt and uncle, who finally passed on at 100 years old, and they finished off their life in Idaho, and they were amazing. They were missionaries and led an amazing life, and they partly raised me. I wasn't really raised too much by my mom and dad, although I loved them, but they were quite busy with trying to make a living and stuff. And so I was raised mostly by nannies and relatives, and one of those relatives was my aunt and uncle. And I wrote a song about them called Still 21, which is all about how they met and how they passed on to the Lord. And it's on YouTube, and you can usually find it through either looking for Crystal Image or Still 21. doing a search for it. But I hope it will touch some hearts, and I'm glad it touched yours, Brian.
Yeah, it did touch mine. It did touch Jolene's, and I love the segues you're giving me here. And I was one of the things I wanted to touch on too for your band here is how do people get a hold of you and your band? I will have it on my YouTube slideshow, but can you go ahead and lay that out for the listeners how to get a hold of you?
Well, thank you, Brian. Yeah, they can actually go to our website at www, of course, crystalimageband.weebly, weebly.com. And they can find out how to book us. They can look at our show schedule, which is, we do about 200 shows a year.
Wow.
And in fact, we just opened up for rock band War last year, which was a real thrill for us because I hadn't opened up for a headliner since 2001 when I had my spinal surgery. I opened up for Tower Power and actually had a piece of my spine break off right at the concert.
Wow,
that was exciting.
That's heavy.
Yeah. But, I had to stop playing so much guitar when that happened, although I still play a little guitar, but I usually have to sit. So I went to keyboards, and I'm just loving it. I'm loving playing keyboards these days. And as you mentioned, as a segue, you saw some Willie Nelson photos there. We do a Willie Nelson show. We back up a lovely lady named Joni Morris, who is a national touring artist. She's played with some real famous acts. She does a Patsy Cline show, and we back her up for that. We just got back from Pacifica, and we played a show for her up there in Pacifica and stayed right on the beach. So no other profession can you do what they call it playing, but they don't call it working at music. They call it playing music.
Right on, right on. And I know we got to wrap this up because I do want to get on to playing some music here. But
sure.
Hey, I would like to give a shout out to your band members. Can you go ahead and give them a shout out and give us their names there?
Thank you, Brian, and thank you for your kindness. Michael Sammartano is our guitar player. Brian Gardner is our drummer. And we use guest artists. We have Dorothy Sills on sax occasionally. We usually hire out as a trio, but if the budget is higher, then we include the sax, and she's dynamite. She's opened up for people like Etta James. She's great. We use Dana Wills sometimes, who is Bob Wills' niece. He wrote San Antonio Rose. Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. And she goes back and does concerts for 10,000 people back in Texas. So we're very grateful to have her sometimes. Joni Morris, who I mentioned before, who is very famous and very popular in her own right. And then right now we're going to be going up to Nevada to do some shows at the Carson Valley Inn and the Nugget during the summer. And we'll be using a lovely lady named Rita Thomas, and she's dynamite.
Right on. Well, thanks a lot, John, for doing this interview with me, and hope the fans and listeners here will check out your website and my website, and we'll continue to play on with your music here.
Well, thank you, Brian, and we have an email list of a little over 800 people. We're going to be posting any information you give me so that they can all listen to the show, and we're very grateful to you.
Right on. Thanks a lot, John.
Thank you, Brian.
And that was my interview with John Covert of the band Crystal Image, and that song Still 21. I just can't get over this. I've been just listening to this one over and over and over again. Jolene and I used to play pool in her pool room listening to Kenny Rogers and Lady, and I think this one's right on up there. So here's Crystal Image with Still 21.
He picks her up in an old Chevrolet. Off they go, out on their first date. More like best friends than two people in love. He leans to kiss her for their first gentle touch. He wakes from his dream, holding her tight. 60 short years have passed by in the night. Their love has grown stronger with the passing of time, and he's still 21 in his mind. She waits at the window with tears in her eyes. He's 10 minutes late and she doesn't know why. Then up roars the Chevy, he runs to her door. She flies to his side, they're together once more. She wakes from her dream, holding him tight. 60 short years have passed by in the night. Their love has grown stronger with the passing of time, and she's still 21 in her mind. It's a cold winter morning, the rain taps the roof. They're not in their own bed, it's a moment of truth. Their home full of memories they left far behind. They're going to God's house with Jesus tonight. They wake from their dream, holding on tight. 60 short years have passed by in the night. Their love has grown stronger with the passing of time, and they're still 21 in their mind. He picks her up in an old Chevrolet.
Still 21. And that's John Covert in the band Crystal Image. I'm going to go ahead and move on here to Busted.
Lost my money, lost my honey. I think I've reached the end of the line. I've been hurt and worse, treated just like dirt. That woman choking mess up my mind. Woke up in a hotel, head was coming off. Really hit the bottle this time. I've been drinking, I got stinking. Think I better change my way. I've been up and down, lost and found. Think I see a brighter day. I may be busted down, but I'll fight back somehow. Then you're gonna hear me say, busted blues, busted blues. Gotta find a way to lose. Busted blues, busted blues. Gotta find a way to choose. Between the life I've led and dying in bed with a bottle and these busted blues. Busted blues, busted blues. Gotta find a way to lose. Busted blues, busted blues. Gotta find a way to choose. Between the life I've led and dying in bed with a bottle and these busted blues. Between the life I've led and these busted blues. Between the life I've led and these busted blues.
Busted by Crystal Image. And I think John mentioned they may be a variety band, and I think you may get the gist of what that means when he goes from Still 21 to Mean and on into Back to Reality.
I'll be glad when this day is done. This job is killing me. My boss gets on my last I'm off into my dream. In my mind I'm in Jamaica, lying on a moonlit beach, sipping on my rum and coke, feeling wild and free. A pretty woman rubs my back, a wave licks at my feet. But then I wake, my boss is calling, it's back to reality. Don't get me wrong, I love my work, but I need some time to breathe. A little rest from all the stress. Here comes another dream. In my mind I'm in Jamaica, lying on a moonlit beach, sipping on my rum and coke, feeling wild and free. Pretty woman rubs my back, a wave licks at my feet. Then I wake, my boss is calling, and it's back to reality. The phone rings, it's 5 o'clock, a Friday that has no end. My boss called, I'm working late, here I go again. In my mind I'm in Jamaica, lying on a moonlit beach, sipping on my rum and coke, feeling wild and free. A pretty woman rubs my back, a wave licks at my feet. But then I wake, my boss is calling, and it's back to reality. In my mind I'm in Jamaica, lying on a moonlit beach, sipping on my rum and coke, feeling wild and free. A pretty woman rubs my back, a wave licks at my feet. But then I wake, my boss is calling, and it's back to reality.
Back to reality. And thanks again, John, for putting this show together with me. I've really enjoyed working with you, and it's been a great inspiration for me to work with you and sharing stories with you and, all the great things that you and your band are doing there. I just really appreciate your time and your effort and sharing your songs with me here. And going to move on down here to Easy on My Heart.
You're so easy on my heart. I never knew love could feel this good. You're so easy on my heart. It's mending again, I never dreamed it could. You're so easy on my heart. The first time I fell in love, I thought it was the forever kind. But she found someone she loved more. I didn't know love could be so blind. Then you came into my life. You're so easy on my heart. I never knew love could feel this good. You're so easy on my heart. It's mending again. I never dreamed it could. You're so easy on my heart. We didn't see it coming, but the next thing, my heart and I knew. You helped me pick up the pieces of a heart that was broken in two. You're a dream come true. You're so easy on my heart. I never knew love could feel this good. You're so easy on my heart. It's mending again. I never dreamed it could. You're so easy on my heart. You're so easy on my heart. I never knew love could feel this good.
Easy on My Heart. What a beautiful song that was. And my experience with John, I've only got to talk to him, for a short time putting together and producing this show, but he seems like a real gentle soul, a real nice man, and as you heard from the interview there, he's just a kind man, and it comes through there in his lyrics and in his words that he writes there. So anyway, going to move out here, and I believe this will probably wrap up our show today, but it'll be the last song, and what a way to end, but with a beer song here by the band Crystal Image, the song Beer.
Anymore.
Beer by the band Crystal Image. And that'll conclude my show today from the heart on Access Sacramento. And as I was sitting here listening to the show, putting it together here, I was thinking of how proud that John's grandparents would be, 100 years old, missionaries, and what a great person John turned out to be. So, hey, great job, John, with the music and the band. 1968. Wow. Wonder how many of the listeners and fans were alive then, but I guess we're getting old. So anyway, just a shout out to everybody. Check out my website, papab2010.com, and I will be doing a YouTube slideshow with all of John's information, and I'm not sure if I got the proper credits on that harmonica player or not, but I am going to get with John and make sure I get his name. Boy, he was wailing on that harmonica during Beer and Busted, so I want to make sure I get his name on that YouTube slideshow. So if you or your group or band would like to be on my show, feel free to